Hello, Al pals. This is Big Al. Welcome to Big Al Presents my review of Willow, the Disney Plus series based on the 1988 beloved fantasy film, has finished its first season, and I'm going to let you know what I thought about it. But before I do so, caution, spoilers ahead. If you don't want to know anything, now is the time to turn back. With that out of the way, Willow, the series. It's approximately 17 years since Queen Bavmorda was defeated and peace returned to Tirzleen and the other kingdoms. Now a new evil has appeared and has kidnapped Prince Eric, son of Queen Sorsha and a missing Mad Mardigan. A group of heroes, including, unknown to them, Alora Dannon, sets off on a dangerous journey to find the sorcerer Willow Ufgood and rescue the prince. First off, yes, the series is diverse. Yes, it is heavy handed with all the social agenda points. But they forgot that an enjoyable series needs an exciting plot, interesting characters, and intelligent writing, which can seriously more easily be found in any Dungeons and Dragons game module. The Willow TV series suffers from extremely poor writing and a lack of any interesting new characters that are supposed to be the primary focus of the series, the next generation, as it were. The writing for the series is atrocious, using modern day colloquialisms such as yowza and pizzazz and other nonsense that would seem embarrassing even for the weakest show on the CW network. Prince Chauncey McSleazoid? Really, that is an actual phrase uttered by one of the characters. There is no magic or sense of wonder to anything in the series dialogue. Speaking like modern teenagers may be a ploy to appeal to a younger audience, but it only insults everyone else, including fans of the film. This is not supposed to be Willow 90210, Willow's Creek, or Willowdale. While the cast and characters from the original film were exciting to see initially, the newer characters, primarily teenagers, sadly give the series more of a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger vibe, or even the Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog, for a more obscure reference that hopefully some of you may know. If you don't, look it up. Trust me. Seriously, there is a scene where armor envelops one of the characters, and it seems strange not hearing it's morphin time. On a positive note, thankfully, Willow star Warwick Davis does return as Willow Ufgood. The Melwyn sorcerer and his inherent likability carries him far. And Joanne Whalley also returns as Sorsha and brings a royal spirit to her role. She is definitely a queen. Warwick Davis's daughter, Annabelle Davis, portrays Willow's daughter, Bims, and gives a delightful performance that may have many wishing she had joined the quest. Sadly, we don't know too much about what happened to Willow's wife, Kaya, and his son. Sounds like something bad happened, but they never answer that question. Ellie Bamber is tolerable as Laura Dannon, but overplays the whiny, lovesick teenager for too long before finally showing her to be somewhat worthy of the heroine title during the final two episodes. Ruby Cruz plays Princess Kit, Sorsha and Mad Mardigan's daughter, and who seems to use anger as the sole focus of her acting choices. Erin Kellyman plays Jade, Kit's friend and potential romantic partner. Kellyman is another whose performance seems one note, conflicted wannabe lover. Tony Revolori as Prince Graydon is a fairly likable character that is reduced to playing Goo Goo Eyes for Laura Dannon, and just as he begins to come into his own as a character, He's wiped away by the evil crone and destroyed, quote unquote, but not really. He is alive. It's one of those magical little end of credit scenes, or in this case, a before credit scene. Dempsey Brick, Burke, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, plays Prince Eric, Kit's twin brother and the romantic interest of Alora Dannon. He is the one who was kidnapped. He is reminiscent of every other narcissistic pretty boy prince you may have ever seen in any other show or series or film. And is it me or does this guy seriously look like all the first 10 Red Power Rangers combined? I mean, seriously. I can think of 3 of them he looks like immediately. Ugh, it's really weird. The only adult besides Davis in this primary cast is Amar Shada Patel as Borman, whose character is a mishmash of every rogue and idiotic buffoon that has ever appeared in film. Christian Slater makes a guest appearance in one episode for no other reason than to have had Christian Slater appear in an episode. The excellent Ralph Ineson as Commander Ballantyne was rather intriguing until he was dispatched early in the series, as was Graham Hughes as Silas, the Nelwyn friend of Willow, was brought along on the journey. These last 2 were a couple of interesting characters that were haphazardly killed very early on. The fight sequences are laughable and seemingly choreographed and directed by someone who could not get a job on any Power Rangers series and who holds Hercules and Xena in the highest regard. I mean, I like those shows too, but I think you get it, right? Aside from the callbacks to James Horner's original score, the music is mediocre at best, and the use of modern songs leading up to and into the credits is off-putting. A cover of Metallica Enter Sandman, I'm on Fire, Good Vibrations, Crimson and Clover, Black Hole Sun. These are just some of the songs that inexplicably appear in this series. The song used in the final credit sequence is Dire Straits' Money for Nothing. Nothing like hearing about installing microwave ovens and custom kitchens and stuff like that during a high fantasy series to evoke a grand adventure. For those of you who are looking for an epic continuation of the 1988 film, don't bother. For those looking for some entertaining stories and characters, don't bother. For those who like the current drivel and nauseating content put out by the lamest of the Hollywood entertainment industry, this one's for you. Now, my decision to continue watching this series was twofold. My respect for Warwick Davis as Willow, and to see how they handled Madmartigan's story. Early in the series, they alluded that he may be a deadbeat dad who just went on an adventure and left his wife Sorsha to raise their twins on her own. Thankfully, they did make him the honorable warrior who sadly got lost along the way on a quest to find something to protect everyone. And he was someone who indeed loved his children and whose spirit returned as a voice aiding his daughter Kit. And the vocals were done by Val Kilmer's son. I don't know if they had to tweak him or not, but he sounded very much like Val Kilmer, or Madmartigan in this case. So they thankfully proved him to still be the hero we knew from the original film. The ending of the series has alluded to a possible 2 additional seasons. I can say I assume they thought they had something great during the time they were filming this and were patting themselves on the back. They still probably haven't realized just how awful it was, or Maybe they've just deluded themselves so perfectly that they believe that the Willow series should continue. That is my official review of Willow. What did I give the series? I'm going to admit I was just going to give it 1 star until the final episode where they did redeem Madmartigan. That gave them an extra half. That's all I'm giving them for that. I cannot go any higher than 1.5 for this series, and that is being generous. I think that extra half a star is being very generous. This series was a huge disappointment for me. I have read other people's opinions and reviews, and some people seem to like it. Uh, I can partially understand some of that, but this is a very um, it's just not it's not good. I will say it's beautifully filmed. It's got some really good cinematography in many spots. Uh, that's really about it. Like I said, they do honor Willow. Willow remains a fairly uh, decent guy. He does come through, and thankfully, Madmartigan. I was very worried about how they were going to treat him, and thankfully, his character uh, got a redemption from the earlier possibilities that they could have followed through with. So yeah, Willow 1.5. I stuck it out to the bitter end uh, because I love the original film and was hoping somewhere it would improve. Now, I will say the final 2 episodes are better than the previous ones. Not saying a lot, but they were better. Not by much, but they were. So I'm going to leave it there. That is my official thoughts on Willow. If you've seen the series, I would be very interested to hear any of your thoughts. If you haven't, don't bother. Really, I cannot even partially recommend anyone else sit through this series. If you're a fan of Willow, stick with the original film. I've never read the books, so I can't tell you anything about those. But, it's an option that's out there for you. Um, there's always fan fiction. Maybe something good there. But yeah, Disney Plus didn't get this one right. So I know a lot of people are very surprised by that. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, Big Al Presents, I really hope you do so. More reviews, rewatches, rambles in the weeks and months to come. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And share it. Spread the word. Warn others about this series. Um, I'm only partially kidding. But I hope that whatever you do decide to watch uh, soon, I hope you love it. I really do. Um, but sometimes it doesn't happen, as is the case here. I hope everyone has a wonderful time watching whatever. Take care, and until next time, goodbye.